It's official, like a referee with a whistle. So like and share this episode. So today, someone sent me this video about 2 days ago. Now there's a lot of these type videos online of a lot of people talking about we don't got no culture. Black people don't have no culture over here in America. Ooh, excuse me. We don't got no culture here over here in America. And you know, and you got a lot of people that's talking from a lot of these African countries just talking mad shit for whatever reason. I don't know. And you know what's funny? This has been going on since the 90s. I ran into this in the 90s, like 96, 97. I ran into people talking like this, right? But they never but they never talk that shit to my face. Because I'll tell them where to go. I'll tell them you go to hell. You know what I'm saying? But I know behind my back, they would talk this type of shit because I would hear it. People would tell me how they felt about me as a black man in America, right? Now, I know very few women that's from Uganda and Nigeria and Niger and very few of these people. I don't hang with them. I mean, I see them, but I don't hang with them like that. I don't go to the store buy nothing from them. I don't go to the clubs where they hang out at. So I don't really. I see them, but I don't hang out with them because, like I said, I've traveled to a lot of these places. I'm not really impressed with none of these people. Never have, and I probably never will. You know what I'm saying? But let's play the video, and I'll tell you what I think.
Up these lines because I'm sick and tired of seeing this conversation on FYP. There was a time you guys were arguing that Africans say that you guys are not African enough. That was also a problem. Now you don't want to be African. It is okay. I promise you, none of us calls you African.
We never wanted to be African. We ain't thinking about you, lady.
American. The entire Africa calls you guys Black American. We don't think you're African Americans. We don't even think you're African. You guys are so different from. You don't have.
We are different from y'all. You guys are professional ass kissers. You don't stand for nothing, and you don't fight for anything. All they do is run and flee. And these people come from a failed culture. And when they get over here, their standards are so goddamn low. Having running water in a bathroom and a job is a great accomplishment for them. That ain't no great accomplishment for us.
Manners. We have manners. And what culture are you talking about that Africans steal from you? That's the funniest bit I've heard. What culture? Then
okay, so when they start talking about culture, they don't really have culture where they from. What they have is tribes and customs. And it don't even work. It's not working because where they they come from a failed culture. They from where you go to where they from. Go to Uganda where she's from. You see what I'm talking about. They don't have paved roads. It's the country's undeveloped. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like the infrastructure is raggedy. They got the criminality, it's a culture of criminals over there. They got pedophilia wide open with kids, and the guys you can fuck the wife if you want, fuck the daughter if you want, have sex with the kid if you want. They'll sell anything. You know what I'm saying? We don't get down like that over here. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't cool. Being a criminal ain't cool to us. We don't big up no hustler. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can do your thing out there, but hey, I ain't no criminal. I don't want to be around them dope boys or anybody that's robbing and killing and stealing and doing all that shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't get down like that. But they do. They'll hide their criminals. You know what I'm saying? We just don't get down like a lot of these people do. We don't let people fuck with our kids. We don't sell our kids. We don't sell our wives. We don't do anything for money like these people do. They have no standards. They don't. You know what I'm saying? Culture to them is, I guess, a culture of criminals. And they've been doing the same shit for hundreds of years. And the shit they're doing today ain't working. But they won't stop doing it. So that's self-sabotage. And nobody's following a Nigerian or a person from Uganda or somebody from Niger or somebody from South. Nobody's following none of these people. We ain't dressing like them. We don't eat the same food like them. I don't eat none of that shit. That shit is sloppy. A lot of that food they eat. Nobody's following them. When they come over here, they don't got necessarily. When they come over here, they dressing like us. Even where they from, they dress like us. Some of the people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't wearing no dashiki and no weirdo shit. Everywhere I go, I see people that's dressing like me. So who's following who? Who has real culture? Our culture, it evolves. The same shit that you see today, in 10 years, it's going to look different. Our culture evolves in all areas of activity. Their shit is stagnant. That's not culture. Culture evolves with the people. That's how we're so creative. You know what I'm saying? We just we'll drop something and move on to the next shit and let them catch up. A lot of these people, there's parasites. They don't create anything. They just rob and steal. So when they start talking that culture shit, they don't really have a culture. They just have a culture of robbing and stealing and ripping people off and killing and backstabbing. That's it, really. You know? So let me see what else she had to say.
You're not like us. You're not like us. We're not like you. Is that your culture? Africa has 54 countries and we have over 1 billion tribes. Each tribe is attached to tradition.
Yeah, and these tribes, most of these tribes have been co-opted by the French and the British. And the dominant tribes, I think it's probably like 2 or 3 of them, they make backdoor deals with the French, the British, and the Portuguese, and they sell out the rest of the people. The rest of the people have to suffer if they're not within that dominant tribe in each of these 54 countries she's talking about, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So the tribes have been co-opted, all of them, especially the dominant ones, the Igbo or whatever. They've been co-opted by the British and French and Portuguese. So this shit ain't working. That's why it's failing over there. You know what I'm saying? We don't have, look, lady, we haven't had tribes over here for over 100 years. We don't need them. We don't need to have tribes to get shit done and to evolve. And we're trendsetters over here. They ain't trendsetters over there. They don't even have running water in a lot of these villages over there in these other countries. They're shitting in the woods or shitting in the, I don't know, outside. They don't have power in a lot of these villages. You have to go in one of the cities area, in the big city areas, to live, to find water and power and get an apartment and all that shit. And the toilets ain't modernized. Come on, man. You know, and in places like Kenya, they got the biggest slums on the planet. I mean, come on, man. And this is what the tribe, this is what the tribe is doing? Man, if that's what the culture is over there, I don't want to be a part of that shit. Come on.
And norms. We do culture things that you don't even have. For example, I am a Muganda from Uganda. That's my tribe. And we have Buganda things that we do in our Buganda kingdom. We have the Basoga, the Banyankole. Do you even know what that is? Define culture. What culture do we copy? Do you even have culture? If I ask you what's your tribe in Black America, like what's your tribe? Do you even know what that is?
We don't need no tribes. Look, when I go home, I don't need to have a tribe to get people together. All I gotta do is pull up at my people's house and make a couple phone calls, and we'll get together. I don't need a tribe to do that, to communicate with my people when I go back home in South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot of this, and the tribe has been co-opted. Where's she from? Uganda. That's why she's over here with us. And if it wasn't for people like my grandfather, she wouldn't be able to come over here. And when they come over here, the first white dude they see, they jump on top of them. Or the first white woman they see, they jump on top of them. I mean, that's just keep it a buck. You know, that's how they operate. They don't fight for nothing and don't stand for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I just let them talk. They don't know what they're talking about most of the time. You know.
Give me 3 culture norms that you have or traditions that you do. Nothing. Y'all are gonna tell me the hoop earrings, the hip hop music. They're not like us.
Yeah, hip hop is our culture. Hip hop music is our culture. They're following they're playing hip hop. Where's she from? They're playing hip hop over there. How come they don't have their own music? How come they don't have their own version of Michael Jackson, Nas, Big Daddy Kane, Biz Markie, Mary J. Blige, Jodeci? I can go on. How come they don't have their own version of that? No, they don't. They're over there where she's from in Uganda, or they over here trying to copy us. Nobody following them. Nobody's thinking about them. Everybody's following us. If there were no Black Americans here in this country would fold. We're the cash money machine in this country. We're the reason why people turn on the TV and watch. If we're not a part of the majority of things that's going on in this country, it flops. That's just what it is. Nobody's checking for a Ugandan person when they turn on the TV. Nobody's checking for somebody that's from Nigeria when they turn on the TV. You can look at some of these Hollywood movies. They try to put some of these immigrants in the movies. It flops. Because they don't, you know why? Because they don't have the charm and the charisma like we have. That's the truth. That's why it flops. That's why the movie flops. Nobody's checking for them. A lot of these people are late. Look, look at a lot of the women that come over here from these African countries. You can pick any country. They can't get with Black American men. They can get with them, but they can't keep them in the majority of the time. Because a lot of these women are just not that interested to us. And a lot of them have bad hygiene. That's another thing that turn us off. A lot of these have the muss. And a lot of these, like, let's look at this woman. She's not a bad looking woman, but I bet you she's musty. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them don't wear deodorant, and if they do wear some type of deodorant, it ain't working. And you know why? Because that's how they do it in my tribe. So they need to update their code of conduct, their way of doing things in their tribe, because the tribe is failing most of these people. That's the truth. You know, when I travel around the world, we know who's following who. I see people that's dressed like me, doing business like me, that's talking like me, that got haircuts like me. Ain't nobody doing. I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody that wants to be a Chinese man or a Chinese woman. When I went to Japan, I see a Japanese guy, a Japanese woman with braids, dreadlocks. I see a Japanese man, a Japanese woman cooking soul food. Now, how it tastes, I don't know. I didn't eat none of this shit. But my point is, who's following who? Who's influencing who? That's all I'm saying. And I don't see nobody in Japan from Uganda. The Japanese ain't following nobody from Uganda. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, look, I ain't following nobody that's from Jamaica or from none of these islands. I ain't impressed with none of this shit. You know, where they live, how they live is. I won't live in no Jamaica. I don't want to live like that in the slums. And come on, man.
You're not like us. What else? What do you have? What is your staple food? Nothing. So what culture?
Lady, we have our food is way better than y'all shit is sloppy. We have all kinds of food where I'm from. That's a staple in our community. She just don't know. But the food that they eat, this shit is, what the fuck is this shit? I don't know. They eating all that wild shit in the woods, eating bush meat and all this shit. That shit'll make you sick, man. You can't eat bats and rats and snakes and monkey meat and all this shit. Come on, man. I don't eat none of that shit. That shit'll kill you. You wonder why a lot of these people don't live long. Look at all that shit they eating over there. Wild shit. Come on.
Culture. We don't quote Martin Luther King. We quote Nelson Mandela. It is you who flock Africa.
Yeah, and look what they did to Nelson Mandela. They let him rot in jail for 27 years in a hot ass heat and didn't get him out of jail. So that's what Nelson Mandela get. Y'all let him stay in that jail for 27 years. So that tells me y'all wasn't worth a damn.
Coming to look for him. You'll be flocking Ghana, Nigeria, looking for those ancient slave markets. And now all of a sudden you don't want to be attached to slavery because your ancestors were lied to with a piece of candy and they left. You think we don't know that you don't like Africans? Do you know how many African students have been bullied by y'all? You call them.
Lady, we're not thinking about y'all. A lot of these people are delusional. We don't think about y'all like that. Only time we think about somebody from Uganda is when we meet them. We don't go to bed thinking about you. We don't wake up thinking about you. We ain't really into y'all like that. Yeah, it is what it is. You know, nobody's no. Hold up.
Them animals, monkeys, you call them uncivilized, yet you guys have the same color. The thing is, you want to detach yourselves from Africa, which is okay. We've never wanted you to be African. We don't even want to be associated with you.
We don't really fuck with y'all like that. Before they come over here to America, they're being told by the white people not to fuck with the black Americans. That's part of the deal that they take before they get a visa. We already know that, but we don't give a damn. We don't want to be a part of nothing they got going on anyway because the shit is lame in most cases. So we don't give a damn. Most of these people, they want us. They want to exploit us. They want to come in. They want to come around us, get what they can get as fast as possible, and get out. That's what they want. That's what they really want. You know, as soon as we start talking about you know, just keeping it amongst ourselves and doing our own thing, that upsets them because see, they feel like we're just supposed to be all open and welcoming and just get exploited all the time. Hell no. No. Nah, them days is over. Them days is over. Y'all done, a lot of these people done take advantage of us enough. See, I'm not going to make the mistake that my grandparents made by thinking that these people we're all together. No, these people have a completely different mentality than we do. You know what I'm saying? And I can't afford to let anyone exploit me and taking advantage of me and mistreat me without fighting back and pushing back. So I don't know about you. I don't fuck with these people like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no friends from Uganda, Nigeria. Do I know some of them? Yeah. But we ain't necessarily friends. We don't hang out. Yeah, I see them every blue moon. Shit. Once every couple, 2-3 years. Yeah, but we ain't friends like that. We ain't friends. So I don't give a damn what they say on the internet. It don't matter to me. It ain't gonna stop me from doing anything. I don't know about you. And I don't got no immigrants in my family. And I don't got no immigrants in no other country but over here. So I don't give a damn. I don't know about you. But you might disagree. You might say, well, they got all kinds of culture. Well, the reason why you probably would say something like that is because you got a girlfriend that's probably from Nigeria or Uganda or some shit like that. And that's cool. You know, or you probably got kids. You probably got married to one of these women. You got a family. And that's cool. But I don't. And I won't. That's never going to happen with me, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Different strokes for different folks. But at the end of the day, who's following who? That's the question. Who's influencing who? I ain't following no nudge. I'm not wearing nobody's clothes. I'm not doing none of that shit. Never have, never will. I ain't impressed. Who wants to be a Chinese man? I ain't impressed with none of that shit. I'm not wearing nobody's clothes, funny looking clothes, or shoes, or hat. I'm wearing my own clothes because my shit is dope. And I love being me. And I never wanted to be anybody else. And I never was impressed with anybody else. I don't give a damn if they from the islands or Asia or wherever they're from. I ain't impressed with none of that shit. It's a culture of criminals in the majority of these goddamn countries. And if you don't believe me, go visit these other places multiple times. You see what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Get out of that tourist area and go where the locals at. That's where you find out what's really going on in these countries. And everywhere I go, I see people that's dressed like me, trying to talk like me, act like me, and everything. When I go to Australia, I don't see a lot of Chinese people. I don't see a lot of people over there trying to be Chinese or talk like Chinese. No, I see people over there trying to follow us over here. They're trying to see what we got going on. That's just reality. Because we're the shit. And I'm not shitting on nobody else. That ain't a knock against anybody else. But we're the most influenced people on the planet. And everybody know it. Probably except for us. A lot of us. You know, everybody else know it. Nobody got their hair fixed like a Chinese man or like a Japanese man. They got their hair braided like us. They dress like us. They try to talk like us. They listen to our music. They like our style. They like our charisma, even though they don't have our style and charisma. They can't duplicate that. You know what I'm saying? They try to do business like us. They try, but they can't copy everything. You know what I'm saying? They steal every goddamn thing for us. So who's following who? That's our culture revolves. It keeps going. It don't stop. These people have been doing the same shit for 50 to 100 years, or some of them a little bit more than that. You know, because where they from, they've been invaded so many times by the Arabs, the Portuguese, the British, and the French. You know, and by the time they been colonized and taken over, they don't really have much. All they have is their language. That's really it. And then the robbing and the stealing and the criminality that's left over. That's it. These people are not qualified to talk to me about culture. Man, if you don't get away from me, you're trying to get slapped. But see, they don't come to me with none of that nonsense. I never had no man or no woman come to my face and say, you Black Americans don't have no culture. They don't come to me with that. Because I've been to where they from. I've been to where they came from. And I know most of these people ain't shit. They ain't worth a damn. Because if they were so good, they wouldn't have came over here. They would have still been where they from. That's why a lot of them ain't never gonna go back where they from. Because there ain't nothing to go back to. That's the truth. So you tell me what you think. Like, share this episode. And don't forget to hit the Cash App. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.
Alright. Just got the call, it's going down tonight. It's a lot of goodbyes here tonight. But then I saw the sky and that I like.